Okay, let's just dive right into this, shall we? We've all wondered at some point what it actually takes to get that coveted six pack in just a month. And yeah, forget the late night infomercial gimmicks, because today, in this explainer, we're deconstructing the ultimate, scientifically grounded framework for achieving visible, sculpted abs in exactly 30 days. We're looking at a super fascinating piece of source material today. It's basically a highly structured master blueprint that acts as your trainer, your nutritionist, and your coach, literally all rolled into one. It's a precise, totally no-nonsense protocol, and we're going to break down exactly how the whole shebang works. So think of me as your master architect today as we overview the 5 structural pillars we're about to decode. We'll start with the personalization foundation, then move right into the physical protocol, establish the nutrition mandates, look at habits, supplements, and tracking, and finally finish up with a very important final reality check. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the personalization foundation. Now here is the undeniable truth this framework acknowledges right out of the gate. A generic, copy-paste plan? Yeah, it's going to absolutely fail you. This blueprint demands exact baseline data. You see, this framework acts as your elite coach, so it requires 5 highly specific inputs to generate a completely bespoke protocol just for you. We're talking age, weight, height, gender, and your current fitness level, right? Because whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, your starting point basically dictates everything. Think about it. A 20-year-old advanced athlete needs a vastly different roadmap than, say, a 45-year-old beginner. By locking in these 5 exact metrics, the blueprint ensures that the calorie targets and workout intensities are calibrated perfectly to your unique physiology. Okay, so now that we have that foundation set, let's shift gears to Section 2, the physical protocol. This is where we transition into the actual physical exertion the framework demands to really carve out that midsection. The protocol brilliantly balances intense exertion with vital recovery. Look, we aren't just doing endless sit-ups here. No way. The plan requires a comprehensive strength training schedule to build muscle, paired with daily ab workouts to sculpt the core, and a strict cardio routine to actually burn off the fat layer. But, pay really close attention to rest and recovery. Muscles are torn in the gym, sure, but they grow while you sleep. The blueprint makes recovery absolutely mandatory, not optional. Moving right along to Section 3, the nutrition mandates. You've probably heard that old cliche that abs are made in a kitchen, right? Well, this framework takes that completely to heart. This section strictly focuses on the fuel you're putting into your system. So the blueprint calculates a precise daily calorie target and a specific macronutrient split that is tailored exactly to your baseline from earlier. It essentially breaks your intake down into 3 specific slices. You've got protein to repair the muscle, carbs to fuel those intense workouts, and fats, which actually a lot of people wrongly avoid, for vital hormonal balance. And it goes even deeper than that, demanding meal-by-meal options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, along with precise water intake and even a tailored grocery shopping list. Now, notice the sheer contrast here. On the positive side, you have your highly structured actions, your complete diet plan, the water, the macros. But on the flip side, we see an absolute zero-tolerance policy. Say a tearful goodbye to your favorites, because the framework demands you completely avoid sugar, soft drinks, fast food, processed foods, and alcohol. This is definitely not about moderation, guys. It's an aggressive 30-day elimination designed to drop water retention, eliminate inflammation, and drastically slash those empty calories. Let's transition to Section 4, habits, supplements, and tracking. If the workouts and the diet are the bricks, this optimization layer acts as the necessary mortar holding the entire blueprint together. Let's see how this builds into an undeniable system of accountability. The system enforces strict weekly progress tracking. You aren't just, crossing your fingers and waiting until day 30 to see if it magically worked. You're tracking expected weight loss, body fat reduction, and waist measurements every single week. This continuous feedback loop is crucial. It ensures that if you hit a plateau, you have the exact data needed to pivot and keep moving forward. So, the crucial point here is how we combine these final optimizers. You've got optional supplements like whey protein for repair, creatine for performance, and a good multivitamin. But more importantly, the framework demands strict daily habits, a rigid sleep schedule, a daily walking target, and active stress management. Actually, here's a fun fact for you. When you're stressed out, your body releases cortisol, which famously commands your system to store fat right over your abs. So literally, chilling out is a physical requirement for this plan to even work. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the final reality check. This is where we pivot to the most critical and honestly kind of refreshing part of the source material. Because after looking at all of this intense structure, I really have to pose this ultimate question to you. Is a 30-day six-pack actually possible? Does this aggressive, perfectly dialed-in timeline really hold up to the reality of human biology? Well, the absolute beauty of this framework is that it demands a harsh reality check based entirely on your personal starting body fat percentage. It literally instructs the coach to, quote, be realistic. Look, if you're starting at 25% body fat, 30 days is just a physiological impossibility to reach a shredded core. There's just no way. But if you're already starting around 12% to 14%, then this aggressive protocol might be exactly the refinement you need to finally cross that finish line. Ultimately, the Blueprint's true goal isn't just some quick fix. It's a deep focus on sustainable fat loss while maintaining your muscle mass. It uses this highly structured framework to create a real, lasting physiological shift. So having seen the intense discipline, the strict nutrition, and the precise tracking required, ask yourself, what do your own starting metrics actually look like? Are you ready to execute this 30-day blueprint today, or do you maybe need to focus on building your foundation first?